So let's begin again. Before we start the body, let's fix a little bit the face, not the hair, the face. Let's fix it. We have some issues here and there, and we might be able to fix them with the trim dynamic brush, probably. A little bit trim, a little bit more trim, and then the lips, we can make them more full. Let's see it from here. It's not very good. Let's do this. Maybe we should get a little bit like this. Yes, not bad. Okay. Okay. And what else? Let's see from here. Okay. Probably a little bit like this. Or here. And trim dynamic again. Okay. It's going well, and maybe I will squeeze the nose a little bit more. Like this. And also this bottom part of the eyelids, I want to mask them a little bit. I don't want them to be that big. That big. Ooh. Yeah. And here also a little bit of smoothing. And we have to have this. Okay, let's move this a little bit inside. We don't need to overdo anything. It has to have the school characteristics. If it don't have it, it will be pretty bad. I mean, especially around the eyes, you have to see parts of the skull. Otherwise, it will look like it's not very good anatomically, and it will not be good anatomically. So you have to be careful about that, especially around the eyes. And above that, of course we don't need to do that, because it will be a hair. But I just like to do some things. Okay, the teeth are here. The nose looks good. It could look even better if we push this part a little bit down here, just a tiny bit. Everything should be in a tiny amounts, because otherwise we risk ruining it. Yes, ruining it. Yeah, some words, it's just, they're not very easy. Okay. And probably fill this a little bit here. Right, and then maybe add a bit here with the move brush. Go down. Tiny amounts. and here. Just doing something and seeing if it works. Some things. But probably we will get back to it later. Let's start with the body. The head is good enough for now. Let's start with the body. Okay. So first what we want to do, let's see the perspective. It's good. Let's append a sphere. And this sphere will become our body. Let's put it here. Okay. And now we'll start to make it. So first we want to make sure we have symmetry. And we have to have symmetry even here, because when we move it with perspective, it goes a little bit on the side, and then if we put symmetry, it will get ugly. So it's better to put symmetry in the beginning. Okay, move like this. I want to make the pose to be a little bit heroic. So here will be the shoulders. This is the chest area. The rib cage. Back muscles. I have to open some anatomy model to look at. Otherwise, it won't be that good. You have to always look at anatomy model, for example. Something like this. It's good. It will show you some forms. It will show you how you have the shoulder, and then you have this triceps here, and then you have this long straight and then a little bit bump here, and the other bump in the lower part is not here, it's like up, so everything goes very smoothly and very interesting. So the forms on the body obviously most of the time are interesting. I have to get it with the mouse because with the tablet obviously it doesn't work that way. We have to not make some mistakes. I will show you what mistakes you can make with the body. One of the mistakes is to make this part here huge like this. It's not. It's just a little bit like this. And then we have the rib cage. Of course we can resize this when we see the proportion, but we have to have something before we start resizing. So let's have something before that. It will be a good idea. So, okay. Making something here. Let's make Dynamesh in the lowest subdivision. And I'm not making the chest yet. The female chests. Because I need to have the main forms first. And then I will make modifications and stuff. And they will lie on top of this main forms of the rib cage, and you know. Alright. This seems good. This is the bottom. In the back we have to make a big, like some crease, not crease, big dent in the middle for the back to go in. It's a good idea. This will be fixed. We need to put our legs and then we'll fix everything with the legs. Yeah, obviously at some point this won't look super good, but we will make it work. She's pretty gifted in the concept in this area, so we'll make that. But for now let's leave it like this. And just do rib cage, abdominal muscles, a good idea to have everything, and then we can step up and do what we want. So the head looks a little bit strange, so we will go to the lowest subdivision and then move the neck a little bit like this in the front. Okay, and then move this a little bit up. Let's see. It's not bad. Not perfect either, but we'll get there. No problem. I mean, everything happens with work, especially if you know what you're doing. That's a good idea, to know what you're doing. Yeah, you have to do that. If you don't, so here we'll make this triangular shape, and those muscles here are not very pronounced in women, so we'll just make them a little bit, not too much. We don't have to overdo it, or we have to not overdo it. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Now I will bump up the resolution to 44 just to have more resolution. I will smooth, and now you see that our main forms are already there, which is cool. We'll make something here, and I'm looking at the reference. I'm trying to be accurate to the real anatomy, because this looks good. When your anatomy is good, looks fine. Of course, this won't be visible again because this is below the clothes, but the main forms, we have to have them pretty accurate below the clothes in order for the clothes to look good on them. So it's a good idea to play a little bit, and it's a good exercise on anatomy. Every time you're making a character, especially in the beginning when you're learning, it's a good idea to have it, to make it from scratch. Because when you're starting to work as a 3D artist, for example, you will see that time is valuable, and you will probably make some base mesh that you will start from every time. I have a male and female base meshes that I start with. They have a good topology. I spend a lot of time making them. So most of the time, when I'm in a hurry and I have to make something for a client or for work, I just open the base mesh and start working with that. And it saves me a lot of trouble, because it has fingers, it has fingernails, it has everything needed, and I don't need to do it, so it's pretty cool. So below this clavicle, I think was the name of this bone here. I'm not sure exactly. If I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. But the thing is that below this, there is a crevice, there is a yeah, we have to push a little bit the geometry there, and it goes like this. It's not straight, it's like this shape. But we'll make it later. We are just adding some forms, just making them so they are there a little bit. Not over making anything, just fixing some stuff. And yeah, let's try to make some chest muscles. No, chests. Okay, so this will be pretty interesting, making the chest. We'll make them a little bit just for now. They have to go over the rib cage, And then they have to have this form of a teardrop a little bit. And also they have to be pretty big for this character. Yeah, in the beginning they will look not that good, but yeah, don't make it from this area like this or something, because there most of the things are muscles, and then in the bottom here is the real deal. I mean these fatty tissues that are making the breasts look that good. And I'm not sure, but we have to make it a little bit down maybe, but that's easy, just to move it down. It's not a problem. Okay. I'm just moving. It's not very easy to make breasts, but somebody have to do it, you know. Yes. So let's make some. The breasts are not ready, of course. We will get back to them. It's always good to get back to this kind of things, you know. And we will get back to them. Let's make a little bit of the back. She's athletic. She has these back muscles developed. Maybe she's a swimmer. Who knows? Could be. Let's make some arms. So again, with a curved tube, let's go like this. This will be a very good arms. Let's accept them. And you will say that these are not good arms, but I will show you in just a matter of minutes how this will be a pretty good arms. Let's push it, and then let's try with the move tool to make them work a little bit. So this thing, this going out here, this like this, smooth this area to make it thinner, move this area down a little bit because this is like the wrist area here. We'll have something like a thumb going out here. I'll move them a little bit like this. I don't particularly like them now, but yeah, I will do everything to make them work. Everything in my power. And I will make them work. Hands are my specialty. I can do them. It's not a problem. Female hands do not differ that much from male hands. They have the same muscles. They don't have like different kind of muscles or something. So yeah, it's pretty normal. So this will be more flat. Let's do this. This will go up. And I'm trying with this mess of polygons that we have now to make something cool. And because when we Dynamesh, we will have the forms, and that's pretty important to have all the forms, and then it's just a matter of very little effort. If I Dynamesh from the beginning, it will be not that good. We won't have the forms and everything will be a little more difficult. So here, okay, this is not good from this side. Saving project file, thank you. So let's Dynamesh. and oops. Okay, Dynamesh. And smooth here. So you can see that the hands are starting to happen. The shoulders are a little bit broad now, but we will go with our trim dynamic brush and just fix them a little bit. Make them a little bit more like when I'm having trouble with the forms, I make them more stylized. And then I make the secondary forms and I achieve some level of realism. But first I make them stylized because it show me some stuff. Oops, not good. So that will be all for this video, and we will continue in the next one, of course. I cannot leave them like this, but yeah, I have to. Yeah, they're starting to happen, so it's cool. So in the next one.